y'all, welcome back. I am so excited about this lesson because we are talking about selling. And for most of us, we get a little squirmy when we think about selling. Some sales we might be able to just walk away from, and others just suck us right in. For example, y'all, Girl Scout cookies. Y'all, those cute little girls and their little pigtails with sashes, with patches. They ring my doorbell and I'm done. Yeah, I'll take 50 boxes of Thin Mints. Thank you and have a good day, right? Like that's a sale I'm not even sorry I give into. Then there are the others. They're less cute and that you enjoy less. There might be at your doorstop a magazine salesman, and for 3 cents a month, you can have 50 subscriptions to magazines you don't want and won't read. Or maybe you're walking through the mall and you're on a mission to get something new, and instead that nice guy at the kiosk just steps right in your path and says, excuse me, can I ask you a question? Or would you like some new hand lotion? You're like, no, I've just got somewhere I want to be. And for most of us, don't even think about walking on a car lot because you know you are going to be hounded by those used car salesmen. Or maybe someone you haven't talked to since middle school reaches out to you on Facebook because they're doing real estate now and they ask you to coffee just to catch up and act like that's normal. That's not normal. As my mom always said, no one calls from Vegas just to say hello. You know, regardless of how you may have experienced it, sales has been given a bad reputation. Many salespeople push instead of pull. They push everyone instead of pulling the right people. Some salespeople act like every breathing human being is a prospect, and their job is to turn those prospects into sales. They turn relationships into transactions, and they talk instead of listen. Every conversation with them feels like you're being sold to because in many cases, you are. Sales in any business is not about pushing. It's about listening to people, and I mean really listening. It's about solving their problems and meeting their needs. I have a need for Thin Mints, so that sweet little Girl Scout is actually serving me very well when she shows up on my doorstep. You know, when salespeople start listening and serving, that's when the reputation will improve. But here's the good news. You don't have to be that. You don't have to turn your friends and family members into transactions to be successful. You can market your business and you can let people come to you. That's a better business strategy anyway, because then instead of stalking people and hearing the word no all day long, you are attracting your target market. Now remember, your target market is a group of people who want what you have to offer and they're willing to pay the price you charge. If you haven't watched the target market video in Tier 4, or if it's been a while, that would be a good video to help you understand your target market. Like in any business, figure out your target market and then market to them. That's when the reputation of sales will improve, when you start attracting the right people. But you know, there's a problem with sales. Because selling can feel uncomfortable and pushy, most of us are a little hesitant about it and we don't know how to do it well. When we're the ones buying something, we don't think twice about certain types of sales transactions, like buying coffee or groceries or clothing, because those are impersonal interactions with name brand companies. But something you sell is always more personal. It can feel weird and uncomfortable to talk about your product or sell something that you've made. You know, we shift and stumble, and it's certainly not our favorite part of being in business. But if we don't get over our fear of sales, we're never gonna make any. And you know what they call a business that can't make sales? Closed. That's why we're going to spend this video talking about how to sell with confidence. This is a key part of business, and when you get it right, it's not only easier, but it can actually be fun. I love how my friend Tiffany Peterson talks about this. She teaches that sales is an exchange of value, and when we understand that, then we can look at sales objectively. See, what I like about this particular definition is that it takes all the squirmy awkwardness out of it. It's not about how we feel about the sale, it's just a fact. A sale is an exchange of value. So when you go into your favorite coffee shop and you pay $4 and you receive a latte, that's a sale. That's an exchange of value. The coffee shop wants your $4 more than they want the coffee, and you want the coffee more than you want that $4. That is a sales transaction. Now apply that concept to your business. Let's say, for example, you sell your organizing services for $100 per hour. When you meet with a client, they give you $100 and you give them 1 hour of your time and your skills and your solutions and your organizing. They pay you because they'd rather have access to you for 1 hour than that $100 bill in their wallet. And you give up 1 hour of your time because you'd rather have $100 than that time. See, when you start to see sales transactions for what they are, just an exchange of value, you can start making more sales and stop feeling so weird about it. When we reframe sales and think about it differently, we can actually sell with confidence. So let's talk about what selling really is. Well, for one, sales is sharing. In my research, I asked women again and again how they felt about selling. And all of them said the same thing. Oh, I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be aggressive. I don't want to get on people's nerves. Well, a few minutes later into the phone interview, I would ask them, well, tell me, why do you love this business? And y'all, they spilled over sharing their heart and sharing their story. I remember one photographer said, I love capturing these moments in families' lives. I love capturing new babies in maternity photos or graduation pictures and things like that. I love taking pictures that these families will treasure forever. I remember another woman that sewed handmade little dresses for little girls. She said, I love going to church on Sunday morning and seeing little girls twirl around the lobby in a dress that I sewed them. Y'all, as these women shared their heart and shared their story and shared their why, I wanted to buy from them right then and there. I wanted to buy a dress for a little girl, and I don't even have a little girl. I've got little boys. Y'all, that is the power of sharing. So don't focus on selling. Focus on sharing your heart and sharing your story, and the sale will naturally follow. The second thing I want you to think about when it comes to selling is really just influencing. It's not about selling at all. It's about influencing people in order to help them. And whether you realize it or not, we are all in the business of sales. For example, I'm in the business of sales. I sell people, I influence them all day, every day, on stages, through videos like this one, through my podcast, through my blog, to pursue their passion, to chase their dreams, to reach their goals, to have more life balance, to have better relationships, to create a life that they love. And do you want to know what people never write me? I never get comments or feedback or emails that say, that Christy Wright, she's so pushy, want me to chase my dreams, pursue my passions, have more life balance. She wants me to create a life that I love. She's so aggressive. No one says that. Why? Because I'm just influencing in order to help them. And it's the same thing that's true for you and your business. Now, influencing is a skill that you already have. For example, are you married? Great. That's a big sale. You convince someone to spend the rest of their life with you. That's kind of a big sale. Or what about your kids? If they ate dinner last night, great. That's a big sale. You convinced your kids to eat their veggies. Maybe if you have a close friend, that's a big sale. You convince someone to let you into their inner circle. See, we're all in the business of sales, and we all have the skill that we need to sell well, the skill of influence. When you influence others in order to help them, that's when selling happens naturally. So selling is sharing, selling is influencing, and the third thing that I want you to think about when it comes to selling is serving. It's taking care of your customers and serving the marketplace well. It's kind of like when you go out to eat at a nice restaurant. Now, my husband and I, we've got different values when it comes to spending our money. I like clothes, I like shoes, I like makeup, I like stuff that I can enjoy for a long time. My husband, he likes nice dinners. I don't like the nice dinners as much because you eat the steak and then y'all, it's gone. But you know what? He likes it, so of course, sometimes we'll go out to a nice dinner. But when we go to a nice restaurant, here's how it goes. We sit down, the server comes up and they take our drink order or appetizers. They bring us silverware, they bring us menus, they bring us the food, and we pay at the end of the meal, not just for the food, but for the service. Now, we pay for that experience. So you're actually paying for the service as well. Now, what if, for example, we went to this restaurant and we sat down and, the server came up and he said, what would you like to eat? My husband said, I'll have the filet and I'll have the filet as well. And he said, okay, great, come with me. And he took us to the back into the kitchen and gave us an apron and said, okay, well, the meat's over there. And if you want some sides, you can cook them right here. And, you can fix all this yourself. We'd be appalled, right? We didn't come to the restaurant to cook ourselves. We could cook at home, but we came for the service. We came to be taken care of. And when you sell your customers, that's what you're doing. You're serving them. You're meeting their needs. You're solving their problems. You're benefiting them and adding value to their lives. So think of it like a restaurant. You go to restaurants most likely, and you pay for the service. Your customers are looking for the exact same thing from you. They're looking for great service. When you do that, that is selling at its best. Sharing and influencing and serving. That's what sales is all about. So if you might feel a little uncomfortable about selling, I don't want you to think about selling at all. I want you to think about sharing your heart and sharing your story. I want you to think about influencing others in order to help them. And I want you to think about serving the marketplace well. When you do that, the sale will naturally happen. That's selling at its best. So now I want to give you 3 quick tips. These are 3 basic steps to actually close a sale. Let's talk about what this looks like and how you can do it. The first step is I want you to ask questions. Salespeople make the mistake all the time of talking nonstop. That's when the person feels like they're being sold to because the salesperson is not asking questions. The salesperson is talking. Instead, the best sales happen when you ask questions. So get to know your customers. What problems do they have that you can solve? What needs do they have that you can fill? What really motivates them that you can enhance in some way or add more value to their lives in some way? When you ask questions and you really get to know your target market, that's when you can design your business and your products and services in order to meet their needs and solve their problems. Because honestly, that's why we go into business. We don't go into business, believe it or not, for ourselves. We don't even go into business to make money. That's a natural result of being in business. But the truth is, we go into business to help people. So I want you to think about how can you help your customers? And you won't know that answer unless you ask them. So the first step to actually making a sale, a real sale in your business, is simply asking questions. Get to know your target market and get to know what they need from you. Now, the second step after you've identified the problem that they have is I want you to solve it. I want you to actually meet their needs. Have solutions for what they're dealing with. I'll give you a great example. This video is a part of our video training library in the Business Boutique Academy. You're watching this because you are a Business Boutique Academy member. This is a solution to a problem I heard from many of you. Many of you wanted deeper training. You wanted more follow-up and you wanted more hand-holding and solutions and tools and resources. Well, we can't do that just through events. We wanted to be able to scale and help thousands and thousands of people. That's exactly why we created the Business Boutique Academy. This is an example of a solution to a problem that you have. This is one way that we've heard from you what you need, and we're trying to meet those needs. So do the same thing for your customers. When you ask them questions and they tell you what they need, find a way to meet those needs. Find a way to solve their problems. That very thing that you're doing when you solve their problem is the thing that they are willing to pay for. That's your value proposition. That's how you know your business or your product or your service can make money because people are willing to pay to have their problem solved. So identify what their problem is and then solve their problem. That's the thing they're going to actually pay you for. That's where the sale actually happens. Now, after you've asked great questions and you've solved their problems, the third thing that you need to do is the easiest part. This is where you close the sale. This is where you just get a commitment. And y'all, this is easier than you think. You just want to get a commitment from your customer. Now, if you're in a product-based business, that might look like taking an order. If you're in a service-based business, that might look like making an appointment. My mom sells cakes, as you know, and I've heard her do this countless times on the phone. We might be riding in the car somewhere and she'll get a phone call and it's someone calling to order a cake. And they're asking all kinds of questions about different designs and they want a farm scene and they want a horse jumping over a fence and can she do pigs and cows and goats and all the stuff. So she's answering their questions, but she always ends the call like this. She always ends the call by getting a commitment from the customer. She might say something like, "We would love to do that cake for you and be a part of your special day. Would you like to go ahead and place your order now?" It's as simple as that. You get a commitment from your customer. Or maybe if you're in a service-based business, let's say, for example, you have organizing services. You might say something like, "You know what? We have a slot open on Friday morning at 9 o'clock for a consultation. I would love to come by. Does that time work for you?" See, it's not about this big, pushy, scary sale. It's simply getting a commitment. When you get a commitment from your customer, that is closing the sale. Whether you take an order in a product-based business or whether you book an appointment in a service-based business, that is your sale. Regardless of when you take the money, that commitment is when you've closed the deal. So the 3 simple steps to closing a sale are: 1, I want you to ask questions and find out what problems your customers have. Number 2, solve those problems. Meet their needs. That's the thing they're willing to pay you for. And 3, get a commitment. When you get a commitment, you've closed the sale. Y'all, I promise you, selling does not have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be intimidating, and it certainly doesn't have to be pushy where you're twisting people's arms. It's just about serving the marketplace. But I want to encourage you, You have to believe in this. You have to believe in the value that you offer. You have to believe in your business and the value you provide. Because if you don't believe in your business, no one else will. Confidence in selling starts with you. I'll give you an example. The last 6 months or so, we have been traveling all over the country celebrating the launch of the Business Boutique book. So I've been doing book signings and events and all these fun things to celebrate the book. And so I love hearing from you and getting to talk to you and hear your stories. But of course, I get questions. And I remember one specific book signing where a woman came through the line and she said, you know what? I have this idea and I really want to start a business, but I just don't know if it's going to work. I don't know the steps I need to take, and I don't know if I can do it. Do you think this book will help me? Do you want to know what I didn't say? I didn't say, oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe, sorta. I hope so. No, I didn't say that. Why? Because I believe in this book. I said, are you kidding me? Yes, this book is exactly what you need. It is a step-by-step plan. And if you follow these steps, you will win. If you apply this to your business, it won't just change your business. It will change your life if you let it. You want to know why I responded that way? Because I believe in this. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in this book and I believe in this message. I hear your stories. I see the success stories and I hear the testimonials. I believe in this. But the same is true for you. You've got to believe in your business. You've got to believe in your products and your services and in the value you provide the marketplace. Because if you don't believe in your business, no one else will. It all starts with you. Women, you teach people how to treat you. And if you walk around acting sorry for yourself or your products or your services or your business all day long, people are going to think there's something wrong with you. They're going to think you have something to be sorry for. So stop it. Stop acting like you're so stinking sorry. You are serving the marketplace through your God-given gifts, and you have nothing to be sorry for. So hold your head high, throw your shoulders back, and smile. Get out there and make money doing what you love. Okay, so your action item for this lesson is to write out specifically why you believe in your business. If you believe in your business, then selling should be a piece of cake. And then, when you feel nervous about talking about your business, go back to this part of the planning center and remember how you believe in what you're doing. It will give you just the boost you need to get back out there and get to it.